Alright, there is a way that you can attract and close so many customers for your business that it quite literally feels like cheating. And it has absolutely nothing to do with working harder, doing cold outreach, or spending more on ads. It is simply distilled into 8 simple marketing strategies that you can deploy into your business today. And I know this works because I deploy these strategies for coaches for the past 3 years as a direct response marketing copywriter. So let's get straight to it. So the very first principle is something that I like to call the loser letter. And while this may sound mean, it is actually quite genius and pretty damn simple as well. Because something that very few business owners understand is that you always need to ask your customers when something goes wrong so that you know what you did wrong and how you can be better next time. It is really hard to try to guess your way into what you did wrong. And therefore, doing a loser letter can really help. All this is about is sending an email or some kind of message to your prospects who didn't buy for whatever reason and simply ask them why that happened. And you'll be surprised at the kind of answers that they'll give you. More than 50% of people, from experience, are willing to tell you why they didn't buy. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on your market and the relationship that you have with them. Though more often than not, they'll be willing to tell you straight up. And once you know what stopped them from buying, you can then go ahead and do that better next time. And if you send a letter like this to your prospects, asking them why they didn't buy, don't you believe that they'll appreciate you for doing so? Because it indirectly proves that you actually care about your customers, and therefore they're more likely to buy the next time. So send a letter to the people who didn't buy, and then iterate based on the feedback they give you. It is just that simple. Now, once you've got that down, you gotta make them raise their hand. And this is a principle that so many more people could benefit from, because what I see so many people doing is just selling. They just always selling to random people who they're not even sure if they're even interested. For example, if you have an email list, sure, it can be wise to sell to that email list, but why not make that email list respond with a certain keyword and then you get into the pitch? Instead of saying something in the email itself, you could say reply with whatever and I'll get back to you. And then once they prove to you that they're serious, then you give them the link, then you redirect them to the website, then you sell whatever it is that you have to sell. Because at this point, people have already put some kind of effort in. They already had to apply to you. So in their mind, they've already done something in order to get that thing from you. So now they really want that thing since they've put effort into it and they want to get something back from that effort. Psychology right there. And if you just make those people raise their hand and if you sell to those people, you don't have to deal with tire kickers. Because the people who respond are going to be serious. Of course, there are always going to be people who respond and will not buy. But that number is infinitesimal compared to if you were to just sell to a whole bunch of random people who have either never heard of you or who you're not even sure if they're going to be interested or not. Make them raise their hand, and if even if they don't end up buying, you can still send them a loser letter, like we talked about previously, in order to get their feedback, and then you can iterate on that. I hope that makes sense. Now you're gonna do something called the Godfather offer. The reason it is called a Godfather offer is because it is an offer that is so good you cannot refuse it. But how do you make an offer that is so good that you cannot confuse it? How do you make an offer where your prospect would feel stupid for not buying, where they would kick themselves for not buying later down the line? How do you do that? It's actually pretty damn simple. You got to create an offer that has the components of what your prospects want to achieve. And you got to put a guarantee on that that puts all of the risk off their shoulder and puts it onto yours. For example, Somebody who buys toothpaste. They don't want toothpaste. They want freaking clean teeth. So what could you combine toothpaste with that would make a prospect want to buy? A new toothbrush that is better, maybe some mouthwash, maybe whatever it might be. Whatever it might be, essentially. And you can bundle all of those items into one offer where a prospect is like, wow, if I buy this from this dude or do that, then I will be able to have super clean teeth since he offers everything that I need. And then you slap a guarantee on that. You say, if you are not satisfied with this bundle after 90 days, simply send it back to me and I will refund you your money. Just like that, your prospects now feel like I'd be insane not to take up this offer since it is just that good. If you are a coach, for example, people don't really want a coach. They don't want a coach. They want the result that that coach can give them. So offer them services and unique resources in order to help them get there. Bundle those up in an offer that you can sell and slap a guarantee on there. It doesn't have to be a money back guarantee. It can be a result based guarantee. If you work with me and after 90 days you don't see a tangible return, I will refund you your money. And if you do this right, the amount of sales, the amount of extra sales that you get from having this guarantee will way outweigh the amount of refunds that you get. Because contrary to what most people believe, guarantees aren't there to maximize refunds. They are there to maximize sales. Many people mess this up for some reason. Deploy a Godfather offer that is too good to refuse. And at this point, you're already ahead of 99% of businesses. Literally. Now, this one is a bit more sneaky. Your marketing shouldn't look like marketing. This is something that the direct response experts, the marketing experts back in the day, always used to say. If you want an ad in a newspaper, you got to do your best not to make that ad look like an ad, but to make it look like a genuine article. And I bet you've seen all kinds of e-com emails before, where they have these cute little images, where they have this cute design, and where they have these funny animations, and at the end of the day, they don't end up selling anything. Because their ads look like freaking ads. Or if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, and you run into an ad, and from the very first sentence or second, you can already tell that this is going to be an ad, you just turn off. You just skip it entirely. So instead of positioning your ads like ads or your marketing like marketing, simply position it as news, as something that your prospect would want to read in an article by himself. Excuse my drawing skills. And if you're able to do that, if you're able to wrap your pitch in a message that genuinely interests your prospects, and you make it look like something that interests them and not like an ad, you will succeed. I've experienced from tons of tests that emails, plain emails where you just have text and then you have your CTA at the end, these emails, they outperform the highly designed marketing stuff almost every single time. Why is that? They feel genuine, they feel unique, they feel personal, they don't feel manufactured to get you to buy. They just seem like it is just us talking. And us talking, meaning you and your customer, is a very powerful frame to sell from. If you think about it, this video is us talking as well. I am talking to you. I don't have fancy design on here. It's just me in my chair drawing random stuff with my mouse trying to explain something to you that is genuinely valuable. And if you do the same with your list and your marketing, you'll be amazed at the responses people give you. You got to have the "it's just two guys talking" frame. Insanely powerful right there. Coming on, number 5, the pre-sale confession. This is awesome stuff because more often than not, people already believe something about you. Before they even get to know you, before they read a word about you, they already believe something about you based on experiences that they've had. For example, when you clicked on this video, most people think that when someone talks about marketing strategies, that you gotta work harder, that you gotta spend more on ads, that you gotta do cold outreach. And that's why, at the very beginning of this video, you can watch it back if you have to, I mentioned that in this video I'm not going to tell you to work harder, to do cold outreach, or to spend money on ads. And this is exactly the pre-sale confession that I'm talking about. I'm a guy who likes to practice what he preaches. So your prospects have some beliefs about you. If you're a coach, they might believe that you're just going to take their money and then run off to the sunset, which is a very unfavorable belief to have about you. So just call that out. Say, I am not that type of guy. I won't do that, and here's why. And then you prove that you're not one of them. Just like that, you handle objections and you handle concerns that people might have before you even get into the sales process. Super effective. Literally nobody does this, and even the people who do this, they're not talking about it because it is just that effective and they don't want to spill their secrets. This one's pretty exciting. Ascension Tripwire. You see, this system and strategy is based on something called the value ladder. The value ladder is a principle that when a prospect first gets to know you, they are very unlikely to buy, let's say, a 5K course. Just like that. Sure, there are some people who do that, though it is pretty way. More often than not, people are going to start small with you. They might buy something for $10, and that is going to be your bait. And what you want to do is you want to ascend your prospect on that value ladder, and the higher you ascend them, the more expensive your stuff is going to get, and the more value you're going to deliver. Obviously, in a $10 course that you use as a bait in order to get people into your business, you won't deliver the whole ship. You will give some value, sure, and you will make them excited and want to get more, but you won't give away the whole kitchen sink. Whereas if your prospect then buys something in your front end for, let's say, $100, you give away more value, and it is also more expensive. And this just goes on and on and on until you get to your big bad offer. And there's no limit to how far you can go. You could have 100 steps in this journey. Your biggest program can be $1 million. Tony Robbins, super famous guy, who teaches people how to reframe how they think about themselves and success. That guy has so many offers on this value ladder, you probably can't even count them anymore. Dozens. And he does this because he understands that people are naturally going to ascend. People want to ascend and spend more with you if you just provide value. So sell more to your prospects. There are only two reasons that somebody stops buying. You either offend them, you make them angry at you, and then they are mad, or you just stop selling to them. You stop freaking selling to them. Very few people do the mistake of upsetting their customers from the get-go. Very many people make the mistake of just completely stopping to sell. Keep selling, keep serving, and you'll be amazed at how much progress you can make. This one's overlooked way too often, especially if you're wanting discount offers. If you have, let's say you have 40% off. Many people just slap on their website, we've got a 40% sale going on. Sure, that is cool, and people are probably gonna buy. But more often than not, at least at the back of their head, people are asking themselves, well, why are you selling your stuff for 40% off? Is there something wrong with it? Is nobody looking to buy it? And why is that? So if you just slap your discount on there, people are already skeptic. People are naturally skeptic when something is on discount. However, if you give a reason on why that discount is happening, for example, some mistake in the manufacturing, or that the CDs have a spelling error on them, whatever it might be, just some legitimate reason why you have a discount going on. And even if you just have a discount for the sake of having a discount, have a reason. Find one. There's always one. For example, back in COVID, marketers used to say, we know times are tough right now, so we're going to offer this for 40% off. Now you've got a reason. And people even appreciate you for doing so. People appreciate you for taking money from them. And that's just an awesome frame, because you can help them, you make profits, and therefore everybody's happy. Now, if you take anything from this video, please let it be this. Build your Dream 100. Your Dream 100 is a collection of the 100 most important people in any industry who already have your audience. I made a screenshot of a Dream 100 list that I found on the internet. On here are Alex Hormozi, Russell Brunson, Dean Graziosi, Cody Sanchez, Donald Miller, many, many more. And the reason that you want to have a list of these people is because you want to contact them. You want to contact them, you want to get to know them, you want to become friends with them, and you want to get either on their show or on their platform, or you get them onto yours. And the reason that is because they already have the audience that you are looking to attract or that you're looking to sell. If you hang around with those people, their audience is going to get to know about you. And if they need your services, they will want to buy from you later down the road. For example, Alex Hormozi's audience are entrepreneurs, coaches, business owners, and so on. So if I were to get on a podcast with this guy, the chances are very likely that a few days afterwards I'd end up with hundreds of clients. Since his audience got to know me, they know that they need me, and therefore they reach out to me. And the best part is, you just need to convince one of these people to get on a show with you. Because once you do, you can simply go to the others and say, hey, do you want to get on my show on my platform as well? Alex has also been on it. And once you were able to name drop like that, people are much, much more likely to want to work with you. So do not sleep on this. Seriously build your Dream 100 list, nurture it, reach out to it, get to know the people, become friends with them, give value, be useful to them. And once you've got that relationship, then ask to go on their show, to collaborate, to go on their platform. And if you deploy every single secret that I show you, if you build your Dream 100, if you have a reason why for your discounts, if you ascend your prospects to your value ladder, if you confess before you sell, if you make your marketing not look like marketing, if you have a Godfather offer, if you make people raise their hands before you sell to them, and if you send a loser letter to people who didn't buy, you're already ahead of 99% of businesses out there. Seriously. Now, I hope this video was useful. If you'd like to get a free guide that builds on top of this, that shows you 3 simple ways that you can add a zero to your business within the next 90 days, just like I do for clients, then I put it in the description. It's a completely free guide. You can download it for free, and it's pretty short as well. It's just 18 pages of really, really actionable marketing secrets that have been tried and proven by billion-dollar marketers, like you'll see on the website, and you'll be able to implement these into your business almost overnight if you just work for a bit and if you just put in some effort. So download the guide, and if you'd like to know a bit more about me, what I do and how I could assist your team with your marketing needs, then I also put my website in the description. You can find more about what I do and who I serve on there. Feel free to drop a follow as well, and see ya.